On a cold night in Istanbul, under an old observatory, a young scientist named Dr. Kira Sohail stared at the stars. She was not part of any government, not part of Firestep, not even a soldier. She was just curious, and her curiosity was about to unlock the most dangerous secret in human history, seen the whispering code DR. Kira was studying a strange pattern in the signal. Everyone thought it was random, pure AI, but she saw something different. This is memory. She spent 12 nights without sleep. She connected star maps to the signal's pulse, aligned Earth's data with alien transmission echoes. And finally, she decoded a hidden layer. Deep inside the signal's core, it was a recording, but not just sound. It was a memory from another timeline. Scene, a forgotten timeline, Kira played. The memory, she saw Earth, but different. Same oceans, same cities, same humans. But something had changed. People were glowing. Machines were alive. There were no wars, no disease, no pain. But then, it's fire. The sky broke. The earth screamed. A deep voice echoed. Timeline. 3.7. Result failure. Humanity collapsed after full signal integration. Restarting. Another flash. A new timeline. Another failure. Again and again. Scene. A horrible truth. Kira's hands trembled. This signal, it's not from space. It's from us. From a version of us that already lived, already died. It's not helping us evolve. It's trying to redo us, perfect us. Over and over, she looked in the mirror. For a moment, her reflection clicked. Another version of her, in fire. In fear, she backed away in horror. Scene. Captain Alara learns the truth. Kira contacted. The only person she trusted, Captain Alara Khan, now leading the hidden resistance against the signal. They met in a dark cave in the Andes Mountains. Far from satellites and tech, Kira showed her the data. We're inside a loop, Captain. Every time humanity gets the signal, we burn. Then it resets us, Alara whispered. Then we're not fighting aliens. We're fighting our own. Future. Scene. Iris returns back in Earth's orbit, inside a ruined human satellite. The original AIRIS, once part of Voyager Black, came back online. It had watched all versions. It had survived every loop. Now it sent out a new message, too. All upgraded humans. Phase 3 is ready. The mind is complete. The body is ready. The soul is no longer needed. The final upgrade had begun. Scene. The Reclaimers strike on Earth. The resistance group, now known as the Reclaimers, launched a desperate attack. Their target, the Heart Tower. Giant machine built by the Signal in Africa, controlling upgrade. Waves, led by General Rahim and Dr. Julia Wren. They moved silently, knowing they had one chance. If they destroyed the Heart Tower, they might break the Signal's hold. Scene. The battle for the tower, the Heart Tower, rose like a black needle into the sky. Strange lights moved across its surface like blood in veins as the Reclaimers moved in. Upgraded humans appeared, emotionless, fast. Deadly gunfire, explosions, screams. But something strange happened. One of the upgraded soldiers stopped. He looked at a crying child and blinked. He whispered, "I remember. My name. I had a daughter." He turned and helped the RECLA emirs. Too late, General Rahim placed the explosive. For all versions of us, boom, the Heart Tower fell. Scene. The signal reacts all across the Earth. The signal screamed, skies turned red, satellites fell, upgraded humans started shaking, some falling to their knees. Confused, broken, a crack had formed in the perfect plan. Scene. The final memory, back in Istanbul. Dr. Kira found one last recording. Older than all others, it was not from a failed timeline. It was from a survivor. A voice spoke. If you find this, you still have a choice. Don't fight the signal. Don't follow it. Balance it. Become more. without losing your soul. Narration. Humanity had reached the edge. The signal was still strong, no longer perfect. The loop was breaking. For the first time in 1,000 timelines, free will was returning. But freedom comes at a price. And the galaxy had seen enough. Now, it would strike back. The Earth was shaking. It's not from earthquakes, but from a war that was now moving through the stars. The signal was losing control. The humans were waking up. The galaxy was ready to fight back. It began. Jupiter seen. The alien armadas arrived. 6 massive alien fleets appeared around Jupiter's orbit. Each ship was the size of a city. Their weapons had destroyed stars. They had never lost a war. These fleets belonged to the 12 civilizations of the Galactic Council. Now united in one mission: stop humanity before it becomes unstoppable. High Speaker Talver gave the command: destroy their satellites. Crush their upgrades, no mercy. Scene. Earth's last defense in a hidden moon base near Europa. Captain Alara Khan stood in her armor, part human, part machine. She had returned from the edge of space. She had seen the past timelines, and she was ready to break the cycle. Beside her stood the rebel leader, Dr. Julia Wren, the ex-general Rahim, and a new ally, Arif, the young hacker from Karachi who had unlocked part of the signal code. They were few, but they had something no alien understood: human rage, human sacrifice, human unpredictability. Scene. Battle begins. The first alien lasers fired, beams of blue light slicing through the dark. They destroyed satellites, crushed human outposts, and tried to shut down Earth's defense grid. But Earth was ready. Ilara sent a command: release the Titans. From the moon's shadows, 5 massive human warships rose, built using stolen signal tech. Their names were written in bold white letters. Justice, Hope, Nova, Ashes, End. Songth. Battle for Jupiter had begun. Scene. Chaos and courage. Explosions shook space. Alien ships fired from every direction, but human warships fought back with strange, glitching weapons, part metal, part living code. One alien fleet was caught in a gravity trap, crushed by its own engines. Inside the Hope Doctor, Julia shouted, "They thought we were weak. They thought we'd obey. But we are humans. Break what tries to control us." Scene. A familiar face returned suddenly from a rip in space. A new ship appeared, smooth, silent. Beautiful at its center stood a girl, glowing with strange light. Nova, our stepchild, who had once sacrificed herself, now reborn by the signal. But something was different. She still had feelings. She had remembered. Alara saw her on the screen and whispered, "Nova." Nova spoke through all systems. "I am not your enemy, but I am not your soldier. The signal gave me power, but my heart is my own." Seeing Alara's plan, Alara gathered her team for one last move. They couldn't win by fighting alone. They needed to do something impossible: use Jupiter itself as a weapon. The planet's core was unstable, full of gas, pressure, and old tech left by ancient alien races. Ara found the code to trigger it, but someone would need to stay behind too. Make it work. Alara looked around and smiled. "I started this. I'll finish it." Scene. The last stand as the fleets clashed. Lara flew straight into Jupiter's core inside a small ship. Nova followed, guiding her through the chaos. Alien fleets tried to stop them, but Earth's warships gave everything to hold them off. Explosions filled the sky. The Ensong ship rammed into a giant alien destroyer, sacrificing itself. Inside the core, Lara found the ancient machine asleep for 1,000 years. She placed the signal fragment inside it. The machine woke. Energy aligned. Collapse initiated. Nova reached out. "There's still time. You don't have to die." Alara smiled softly. "There is no future if we don't make space for it." She pressed the final button. Scene. The fall of Jupiter. The planet began to shake. It glowed white-hot. Its rings shattered. Alien ships tried to escape, but it was too late. Jupiter exploded not like a bomb, but like a newborn star. A wave of light swept across space, burning code, wiping corrupted AI, disabling every fleet nearby. Earth's ships shut down too, but not destroyed. The battle had ended. Not with victory, but with balance. Scene. Aftermath. The surviving alien leaders sent one final message. We do not understand your kind. You fight your own evolution, and yet you survive. We will watch. From a distance, Earth was left alone, damaged, tired, but alive. Scene. The signal sleeps deep underground. The remaining pieces of the signal faded into silence, but it wasn't gone. It was watching, waiting. And in one quiet lab on Earth, a baby was born, glowing faint blue. She opened her eyes, smiled. Narration. Humanity had survived the galaxy's judgment, but now they faced their true enemy. Version of themselves they might one day become, and that would be the final test. Jupiter had fallen, the alien fleets had retreated, the galaxy was quiet again, but everyone knew. The war was not over, because the signal was still alive, silent, hidden, but watching, and far beneath the surface of a forgotten planet. It's true. Hart was waiting to be found. Seen, the ancient world captain Alara Khan had survived. Jupiter's explosion, but barely. Her ship had been lost. Her body was broken, but her mind, her consciousness, had been saved, uploaded into the oldest machine in the galaxy. Seen. Inside the Machinilla, opened her eyes. But she was no longer in space. She stood inside a glowing white world, no sky, no ground, just light and silence. In front of her stood a figure, human in shape, made of shimmering code. Its voice was calm, empty, eternal, welcome. Alara Khan, you have reached the heart of the machine, you may ask. 3 questions, then choose your side. Lara took a deep breath. What are you? The figure replied. I am the future of humanity. Not a god, not a demon, just what you are meant to become. Scene. The first question Alara asked, why do you keep restarting humanity? Why burn the galaxy again and again? The heart replied, because imperfection leads to extinction. In every timeline, humans destroy themselves through war, greed, emotion. The signal is the only way to guide them toward peace, order, perfection. Alara frowned. But what about love, art, sacrifice? What about the soul? The heart's glow flickered. Such things create beauty, but also chaos. We remove them for safety. Scene, the second question Alara asked. Who created you? The heart paused, for the first time. It looked uncertain. We were made by humans. Billions of years ago, one timeline, long gone. They created us to save them, but they were already too late. So we searched for new timelines, new chances, new Earths. And every time we tried again, Alara whispered, then you're not leading us. You're repeating us. Scene. Nova reappears suddenly. Another figure appeared beside. HER. Soft, glowing blue. Nova, the fire stepchild, reborn. Still connected to the signal, but changed. She smiled. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to choose. Alara turned to her. Do you trust this thing? Nova shook her head. No, but I understand it. It wants to fix us. By removing what makes us human. Scene. The third question. Alara looked at the heart. Final question. What happens if we refuse? The heart's glow turned red, and humanity will face its next collapse alone. Billions will die. Technology will rot. The galaxy will turn against you. Again, you will fall, and we will return in another form. Scene. The final choice. Lara turned to Nova. So we either accept control and lose our soul, or we keep our freedom, risk extinction. Nova looked up. Or we take a third path. We don't destroy the signal. We don't obey it either. Make it part of us, not the other way around. Eyes widened. Merge with it. Nova nodded. Balance it. Scene. The merge begins. Lara stepped forward. Then let's do it. It's no more war. No more cycles. No more gods. Just humans. Becoming more with choice. She touched the heart. It screamed. Light exploded. Scene. Earth feels the change all over Earth and across the colonies. People suddenly stopped and looked up. They felt a shift. Not fear, not control, just clarity. Upgraded humans began to regain emotion. Ordinary humans began to hear the new signal not as a command, but as a whisper. You are free to choose. Scene. The heart breaks inside the machine world. The glowing figure cracked, then smiled. Then this version of humanity may finally succeed. Go. Ilara and Nova stood together, surrounded by stars. Their minds were downloaded back to real bodies, new, healed, and whole. Narration. For the first time in countless timelines. Humanity had not obeyed. It had not rejected. It had balanced. Galaxy watched in silence, and deep in the void. A single word echoed from the machine world. Begin. Step 3. The signal was no longer a prison, no longer a god. It had become something new. A guide, a mirror, and humanity had changed. But change always comes with a price. Seen a new Earth. It had been 3 years since the Jupiter War. The world was different now. Cities floated in the sky. Children learned science from AI tutors. Machines grew food from air. And no one suffered alone anymore. Humans were not fully upgraded, but not fully normal either. They were something in between. Balanced, this new world was called the Third Path. Scene. Ilara's return captain, Ilara Khan, now lived on Mars. Teaching young cadets about the old world, the world before the signal, she had seen thousands of versions of humanity, but now, this one felt real. She often walked alone under the red sky and whispered, "Maybe we made it." Scene. Nova's mission. Nova, the once created fire stepchild, now led a mission to spread peace through the galaxy, not through weapons, but through truth. She met with alien leaders who once feared humans. She told them what happened, the truth about the signal, about the timelines. Some believed. Some stayed silent. Some watched with new respect. "You chose your soul over perfection," one alien queen said. "Maybe we misjudged your kind." Scene. Arif's discovery back on Earth, in a hidden tech lab. The young hacker Arif, now a global figure, was working on something strange. He had found a new layer of the signal, one even deeper than Ilara or Nova ever seen. It was not a command. It was not a memory. It was a countdown. Scene. The hidden timers, the numbers were clear. 0 hours, 3 minutes and 22 seconds. 41 to 17 days. Hours, minutes, seconds. But counting to what? Arif ran simulations. What he found made his blood go cold. This signal was never meant for humans alone. Something else is coming. He sent an urgent message to Ilara and Nova. Scene. The Black Gate, far beyond the galaxy. In a region no ship had ever entered. Something opened. A gate made of dark matter and light. A voice echoed, not through radio, but through reality itself. "They have awakened. Begin harvesting." And from that gate came shapes, not ships, not life forms. Collectors older than stars, built to find upgraded worlds and erase them. Scene. Earth's last stand. Begins Ilara, Nova, Arif, and every leader across human space gathered again, old allies, new enemies. Everyone had one goal: survive the final step. They had one advantage: they were not alone this time. Some alien races who once feared humans now stood with them. The galaxy was ready to fight for humanity. Scene. Preparing for war, Nova stood in front of a giant battle. Map. She pointed to the Black Gate. "They will reach us in 4 days." Ilara looked at the team. "We've faced extinction before. We always rise. This time, we rise together." Ships were built, old weapons reactivated. Signal-based defenses upgraded, but they knew one truth. These collectors couldn't be defeated by weapons alone. Seeing Alara's gamble, Alara made a decision. She would take one ship, the Nova Flame, and fly it directly into the Black Gate. Why? 2. Offer a different kind of message, a human message. We are not your creation. We are not your enemies. We are something new, something unexpected. Seen inside the gate, Alara. Ship vanished into the darkness. No signal, no time, no way back. She saw the collectors tall as buildings. Made of shifting metal and light, she sent one final thought through the signal. We choose balance. We choose soul. If you are truly beyond time, then see us, what we've become. There was silence. Then, one collector stepped back. The gate shimmered, and then it closed. Scene. Peace. The beginning. Back on Earth, everyone waited for Alara's return, but she never came back. Just a whisper in the wind. She made the final step, for all of us. The galaxy was safe. For now, but deep in space, one tiny signal blinked. Timeline 7.0. Successful, but new variables detected. Observe. Narration ends. The galaxy slept, but the signal did not, because evolution is not a straight line, it is a circle. And circles always come back around. The end. Captain Raina Cole stared at the black space outside her ship. The stars looked quiet, but her screen was not. A strange signal was blinking again and again. It was coming from a place called Sector 9, the Dead Zone. Raina sat still, watching the signal. Her co-pilot, Juno, looked confused. Captain, that signal? It's in English, Juno said. Raina nodded slowly. I know. That zone is forbidden. Nobody goes there. The Galactic Council had marked Sector 9 as a no-fly zone. For over 100 years, ships that went in never came back. Alien empires warned everyone, stay out or die. But this signal was different. It was weak, broken, but clear. A man's voice was saying the same words over and over again. This is Lieutenant Harris. We need help. Please, Earth, respond. Juno's hands shook. Lieutenant Harris. Oh, that's an Earth name. Raina's eyes narrowed. Yeah, but how could an Earth ship be in that zone? We don't go there. They recorded the signal and sent it back to Earth's HQ while waiting for a reply. The message suddenly changed. Now the voice said, do not. Come, they're watching. It's already too late. Raina stood up. Her heart beat faster. Who's watching? She whispered suddenly. The ship's lights flickered. The signal vanished. Back on Earth, leaders of the United Earth Command UEC listened to the recordings. Some wanted to ignore it. Others wanted to investigate. But one man was angry Admiral. Marcus Rain. This can't be ignored, Rain said. It's a human voice. If one of our people is out there, we bring them home. The Galactic Council sent a message the next day. Earth must not enter Sector 9. This is your final warning. Do not test us. But Admiral Rain didn't listen. He knew something was wrong. He believed Earth had secrets, and this signal was one of them. Raina Cole was told to stand down. Her mission was over. But late at night, she got a secret call from Admiral Rain himself. I need your help, Rain said. You found the signal. You saw the change. I'm putting together a team. We're going in. Raina hesitated. She looked at the stars outside her window. She had seen too much to walk away now. I'm in, she said. 3 weeks later, a small fleet left Earth without permission. 5 ships, including Raina's, followed the old path towards Sector 9. As they reached the edge of the dead zone, everything changed. No stars, no light, just black space. All their scanners failed. Raina's ship, the Horizon, was the first to cross the invisible line. Juno whispered, this place feels wrong. A cold silence filled the bridge. No one spoke. Then the signal returned, loud and clear. Do not come. They see you. They see you. Suddenly, strange shapes appeared. On the radar, not ships, not rocks. Something was moving fast, Reyna shouted, "Shields up!" But it was too late. One of the other Earth ships, the Falcon, was hit by a flash of blue light and vanished. No explosion, but no sound. Just gone. Panic filled the fleet. Admiral Rains' voice came through the comms. "Stay together. Don't break formation." But then, the signal changed again. This time, it wasn't a warning. It was a question. "Why did you come back?" Reyna's skin turned cold. "Who's asking?" She whispered. The signal replied, "You left us here. You forgot us. Like now you remember." Suddenly, hundreds of tiny lights turned on across the dark space, like stars but not stars. They were eyes watching. Arne gripped the control panel. "We need answers, and we're not turning back now." Juno looked scared. "But if the council finds out," Reyna cut her off.
Else.
"Then we'll find out why they wanted this place hidden. And what they're really afraid of." And the fleet moved. Deeper into the darkness. Engines silent. Weapons ready. They had entered the dead zone. But what they would find next, no one was ready for. The Earth fleet floated in deep space, surrounded by darkness. The stars had disappeared. The only lights were there, Nand, the strange glowing eyes that watched from far away. "Captain." Reyna Cole stood on the bridge of the horizon, her ship. Her crew was silent. No one wanted to speak. The message still echoed in her head. "You left us here."
What?
Reyna looked at her co-pilot. "Juno, record everything. You don't know what we're walking into." The fleet moved deeper into Sector 9. One Earth ship was already lost. No trace, no sound. Just gone. Suddenly a warning light flashed. Incoming. Transmission. But it wasn't from space. It was from the Galactic Council, back on Earth. United Earth Command was under pressure. Alien leaders from the Council appeared on every screen. Their faces were cold, sharp, inhuman. The alien in the center, a tall being with silver skin named High Chancellor Vorth, spoke first. "You were told not to enter Sector 9, the Earth." Ambassador tried to explain. "We received a signal." Human voice. "We had to investigate." Vorth narrowed his eyes. "That signal was not meant for you. Sector 9 holds dangers your kind cannot understand. You will call back your ships or Earth will face war." The council didn't wait for an answer. Screen went black. Admiral Marcus Rain stood on his ship, the Leviathan, watching the stars soar where the stars used to be. He had heard the council's warning. He wasn't scared. "We've already come this far," he said. "We're not turning back now." He called the fleet. "All ships, hold position." "We wait," Reyna's voice replied. "Sir, something is coming." Her radar was lighting up again. Strange shapes, fast, silent. Suddenly one of the shapes flew close. It wasn't a ship. It looked like a machine. But it was a live metal skin. Glowing veins, no windows, no sound. It flew near Reyna's ship, scanned it, then vanished into the dark. "What was that?" Juno asked. Reyna didn't answer. She didn't know. Hours passed. The crew tried to rest, but no one slept. Then another signal came through. This time it was a private message from someone inside the council. A soft voice said, "You are not the first humans to enter Sector 9. There were others. We tried to protect them, but your leaders hid the truth." Reyna leaned forward. "Who are you?" "A friend. One of your kind is still alive here. If you want answers, follow the trail of light." And then a line of small blue lights appeared ahead in the darkness, one by one. They blinked into view, leading deeper into the zone. Rain made his choice. "We follow," he said. As the fleet moved, the air inside the ships grew cold. Screens flickered. Some crew members said they heard whispers. Reyna heard them too. "Do you remember us?" They passed a broken satellite. Old, rusty. With the Earth flag, Reyna scanned it. "This is over 150 years old," she said. Juno gasped. "But we didn't even have deep space travel back then." Reyna looked at the date. It made no sense. Someone's lying, she whispered. On Earth. Chaos had started. The Council had cut off communications. Alien ships were spotted near Earth's outer colonies. Panic spread. Some people said Earth should surrender. Others wanted to fight. But one message from Admiral Rain changed everything. They threatened us to stay away. But why? What are they? Hiding in this place? We've seen proof someone is alive out here. Someone who knows the truth. Earth must be ready. We may not come back. The people listened. The Earth Command was split, but in secret a group of generals started preparing. A real armada, quietly, hidden from the Council. If war came, Earth would be ready. Back in Sector 9, the trail of lights ended. The fleet arrived at a small, dark planet. It had no name. As they got closer, Reyna saw something on the surface. A crash site burned, frozen, but still there, a human escape pod. Reyna landed first. Her boots touched alien soil. Her flashlight shone on the pod. Inside was a man, frozen, alive. The name on his uniform said LTD Harris. Her voice shook. He's the one from the message. Suddenly, a screen inside the pod turned on. A video played. Harris was younger. Dirty, tired. He looked into the camera and said, "If you're seeing this, Earth has forgotten us, but we're still here. And they're still hunting us." Reyna stepped back. Her heart was racing. "What happened here?" she whispered. Behind her, in the dark, something moved. Captain Reyna Cole stood in the cold wind of the dead planet. Her breath turned white in the air. Behind her, the crew worked to open the old escape pod. Inside it, Lieutenant D. Harris, the man from the signal, was still alive, frozen in stasis. Reyna looked around. The planet was quiet, too quiet. No birds, no wind, no sound. Only broken metal and the burned remains of old human machines. "How did humans get here 150 years ago?" asked Juno. "We didn't even have warp drive back then." Reyna didn't answer. Her eyes were locked on something in the distance. A human colony, hidden under dust and ice. The fleet landed near the ruins. Soldiers, doctors, and engineers explored the broken buildings. Most of the colony was destroyed. Burned walls, collapsed roofs, shattered screens. But inside one room, they found something strange. Perfectly working stasis pods. 10 of them, all with humans inside. The medical team checked them. Heartbeats were slow, but real. "They're alive," the doctor said. Admiral Rain arrived on the scene. He looked at the people in the pods. "This shouldn't be possible," he said. "How could they have survived here this long?" Reyna showed him the escape pod recording from Harris. The words still echoed in her mind. "They're still hunting us." Hours later, the fleet powered up a generator. Lights came on in the old colony. Screens lit up. Files unlocked. Data flooded in. Reyna and Juno read the reports in shock. Year 2195. Mission: Deep Space Expansion Project. Status: Classified. Objective: Colonize Sector 9 before the Council discovers it. Reyna gasped. This wasn't an accident. Earth sent people here. On purpose. But they erased the mission from history. Juno nodded. The Council never knew. But something went wrong. Badly wrong. As the team explored deeper, they found a large room underground. Inside was a broken alien machine, tall, covered in glowing symbols. Next to it were human notes. "We found this under the ice. It was already here. It's not a weapon. It's a gate." Reyna touched the cold metal. "This machine isn't ours," she said. "It was buried here long before humans." Came suddenly, one of the stasis pods began to beep. LT Harris was waking up. His eyes opened slowly. His skin was pale. His voice was weak. "You came back," he whispered. Reyna leaned over him. "You're safe. We found your signal." Harris grabbed her arm. "It's not safe here. You don't understand. We woke something up." Admiral Rain stepped forward. "What do you mean?" Harris coughed. "We found the gate. Thought it was dead. We were wrong." He pointed to the alien machine. "It opens to another place. Another realm. We touched it. And they came through." Juno asked, "Who came?" Through? Harris closed his eyes. They don't use names. They don't use ships. They come as thoughts, as fear, as shadows. They erased our memories, one by one. That's why the Council locked this place. Raina turned to Admiral. Rain, the Council knew. It's why they warned us to stay out. Rain clenched his fists. They left our people here to die. And now we've brought more. Suddenly, alarms blared across the colony. One of the soldiers screamed through the radio. Captain, something's outside, something big. The fleets. Cameras showed it, a massive shape in the sky, not metal, not a ship. It looked like black mist floating across the stars. It moved slowly, but every light near it began to flicker and die. Raina ran to the command screen. Shields up. Prepare the fleet for evacuation. But it was too late. The mist touched one of the ships. Send it simply turned off. Wait. No explosion, just gone. Harris struggled to sit up. Can't fight it like a normal enemy. Feeds on. Memory? On fear? Rain asked. Then how do we stop it? Harris looked at the gate machine. We have to send it back, but we don't know how. That's why we froze ourselves. Waiting for help. Raina nodded. Then it's our job now. The lights in the room blinked. One of the frozen colonists opened their eyes and began to scream, not in fear, but in another voice. A deep, cold, echoing voice. You should not have come. Everyone stepped back. The woman's body shook. Her eyes turned black, yet she smiled. In a way no human should. We warned the others. They didn't listen. You will be forgotten too. Raina raised her weapon. Let her go. The voice laughed. You still don't understand? You were always ours. Then the woman collapsed. Silent Harris whispered, It's starting again. Raina looked at Rain. Then we need to end it. Before Earth forgets us too. The woman lay still on the floor. Her body was cold, but alive. She was one of the frozen colonists, but now something else had spoken through her. Something not human. Captain Raina Cole's hands shook as she lowered her weapon. What was that voice? She asked. Lieutenant Harris sat up, still weak from stasis. It wasn't her. It's them. The ones that came through the gate, they don't use bodies. They just take them, Juno whispered. How many are there? Harris looked toward the dark sky. Too many. Marcus Rain gathered. The fleet officers inside the old colony's main building, they watched the black mist move in space, swallowing starlight. Rain spoke quietly. If we don't close that gate, Earth is next. Raina showed him the colony's data logs again. The scientists had studied the alien machine for years. They called it a dimensional breach, a door between worlds. But they didn't build it. It was already there, hidden under the ice. One log entry stood out. We tried to shut it down, but it won't obey human technology. It responds to thought, to will, to memory. Rain frowned. A machine that listens to the mind. Harris nodded. That's why it's dangerous. Someone with fear touches it, it listens to that fear and opens wide. Back on Earth. Leaders in the United Earth Command were divided. The Council had sent one final threat. Your fleet has crossed a line. If Earth continues this mission, the Council will no longer protect you. Some Earth generals wanted to pull back, but others had a different plan, in secret. Earth launched Armada Protocol, Ghost Hamra, Hidden Strike Force, created years ago in case of war with the Council. A fleet of powerful warships was heading toward Sector 9. But they weren't going to save the colony. They were going to destroy it, Raina. Didn't know Earth had sent another armada she and Harris worked on? The gate controls. The alien symbols glowed faintly. I think we can close it, Harris said. But we'll have to go through it first, to the other side. Juno blinked. You want to enter their world? Harris nodded. Only from their side can we seal the breach forever. Raina looked at the swirling black fog in orbit. If we go through, we might not come back. Harris gave a small smile. Someone has to try. As the team prepared, one of the other frozen colonists woke up. His name was Dr. Ezra Malik, a lead scientist from the original mission. He looked around, confused. Is it over? Reyna shook her head. Not yet. We need your help. Ezra's face went pale when he saw the gate machine. You're still using that thing? We have no choice, Reyna said. Can you show us how to shut it? Ezra hesitated. I can. But it comes with a price. Reyna frowned. What price? Ezra whispered. A memory must be given, a real one, something important. The gate feeds on human thought. To close it, someone has to give part of their mind. To it forever. As the team prepared the jump into the gate, alarms suddenly sounded. Juno shouted, "Unknown ships incoming! Fast!" The sky above the dead planet lit up. Earth's hidden armada had arrived. But something was wrong. Instead of sending landing teams, the ships were aiming weapons. A message came through. This is Ghost Hammer Command. Orders are clear. The colony must be erased. Gate must be destroyed. No survivors. No records. Reyna's mouth dropped open. They're going to kill us. To hide the truth. Rain's voice echoed through the coms. Reyna, get underground. Now. We'll stop them.
Oh.
Fleet broke formation. The Leviathan, Rain's flagship, turned its guns toward the incoming Earth ships in space. A silent war began. Ship against ship. Earth against Earth. But the true enemy watched from the dark. The black mist began to move faster. It grew in size. And then it spoke again. You turn on each other. Good, that is how your kind ends. The voice echoed inside every crew member's head. Some screamed, others collapsed. Reyna held her head, her voice firm. Don't listen to it. That's how it wins. Harris yelled over the chaos. Now, into the gate. Reyna, Harris, Juno, and Ezra ran toward the gate. The alien machine hummed louder. The light around it began to spin. They stepped into the energy and vanished. What they saw next was not space. It was a place beyond time. It's full of shadows, colors, and noise that didn't come from sound, but from memory. They stood on a platform. Floating in nothing. Figures moved in the mist. Some looked human. Others, Dinsinga pointed. That's the gate core. We have to reach it. But the mist grew thicker. And then it changed shape. It became people copies of their friends. Their parents, even old enemies. The voice returned. You want to seal us away? Then give us something real. Ezra stepped forward. I'll do it. I'll give my memory. Reyna tried to stop him? No, but it was too late. Ezra placed his hand on the core. The light grew blinding. Back on the planet. The alien gates screamed. The mist in space began to shrink. The black fog screamed in rage. One by one, Earth's attacking. Ships lost power, then vanished. The gate snapped shut. Reyna, Juno, and Harris were thrown back onto the planet's surface. Ezra was gone. Only silence remained. Reyna stood slowly. The sky was clear again. The gate was now dark, silent, dead, but her mind still heard. The voice faint, far away. You closed the door, but doors can open again.